Hello everyone, I'm Sanctor and welcome to the tower. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single ultimate weapon in the game from S tier all the way down to D tier. And I'm going to be ranking them based on their efficiency when you first unlock them, and also after you've had some time to put some upgrades in them, whether it be through stones or through labs, and definitely based on several different strategies. For example, if one ultimate weapon is pretty good at first when you unlock it, but eventually loses some of its value as time goes on and other ultimate weapons get unlocked, it's going to get lower on the tier. Likewise, if something is good and consistently good throughout, it's going to be a bit higher. Now, all of these are just going to be my personal opinion and not true facts, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, because what do I know, I'm just some guy playing the game. So without further ado, let's get started. And we will get started with Black Hole. So Black Hole is a great ultimate weapon. It does a lot of different things. It provides crowd control by taking a bunch of different enemies, grouping them all together. It provides damage with a certain lab. You can do up to 2% every second to every enemy that is in the black hole. And it also provides a large coin bonus. However, the one thing holding it back is that when you first unlock it, it doesn't provide you a whole lot of value. You have to invest a decent amount of stones in it, not a ton compared to some others, but it definitely requires a bit more investment into it to get any sort of like long-term benefits. But after you have some clicks into the duration, the cooldown, you can eventually get this to be permanent fairly easily. You could either do that naturally by stone investments, you could use G-Comp. There's a bunch of different ways to make that happen. It makes like early crowd control very easy. It is one of my favorite ultimate weapons in the entire game, and as you can see, I farmed with 3 total black holes. It is something that I truly believe is one of the greatest ultimate weapons in the game. As you can see, I used 3 black holes in total when I am farming, thanks to my module. But because there is a little bit more of an investment that is required to get this to be a little bit better, instead of it being S tier like I desperately want it to be, I am going to put it under A tier instead. So we're off to a good start already by going into the A tier. So next we're going to move on to Chain Lightning. So Chain Lightning is another great ultimate weapon for several different strategies. Now of course it's going to be primarily used for damage. So if you're using a strategy that's more like glass canning, then absolutely this belongs in S tier because of all the damage that this thing is going to be doing for you. You get immediate value out of it by having your damage just be amplified. But to make this like truly great, you do need to have a bit more of an investment in there. And the Ultimate Weapon Plus that is for Chain Lightning Smite deals % damage to all enemies. So, what is the ranking that this one is going to be? Honestly, still S tier. Just because you get immediate value from this, from like whether you want to be more damage focused, which is great for tournaments, even if you're EHP. You get long-term benefits from this as well once you do unlock Smite. Because if you're playing EHP, in the long run, you are going to be doing primarily % damage to everything, and this is going to be great for doing that. And it's also good for tournaments just by putting a little bit of investment into this as well. So the next one that we're going to take a look at is going to be Chrono Field. So Chrono Field is another ultimate weapon that is really only used for crowd control. And of course, crowd control is very important no matter what kind of strategy you are doing, but what's holding this one back is the fact that it's only crowd control and requires a lot of investment. So we're going to be putting this into B tier because of those reasons. Now, as a crowd control ultimate weapon, I think it is either the best or second best behind Black Hole. Black Hole obviously is A tier because of all the other benefits, but as far as Chrono Field, you do get some other things that go along with it. You can get permanent Chrono Field fairly easily. It does take a little bit more stone investment. The labs take a long time to get there, which is why it's not higher than a B tier, but a permanent Chrono Field is a really big deal. And through only the stone investments, you can get this to have every enemy have a 75% slow effect on it. And with a module effect, you can get that up to 90%. And of course, with the Ultimate Weapon Plus, that it just becomes like out of this world in terms of crowd control. It's going to take those enemies an extremely long time to get to your tower. Obviously, it's going to be, I think, a little bit better for more glass cannon kind of builds, but even EHP down the road, once you do switch to more of that percent damage kind of effects, Chrono Field is going to be pretty good. It also has a lab in there where you can make your damage reduction a little bit better as well, but because of the fact that you don't get immediate results and it requires a lot more of an upfront investment, or not upfront, but long-term investment, I'm putting it at B tier. Death Wave is going to be the next one, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be pretty high up there. It's one of my favorites. It was one of the first ultimate weapons that I locked. I think it might have been, it was either the first or the second one that I locked, and this thing does a lot. It provides damage, it provides a health bonus, it provides coin bonus, and cells. It does a whole lot of everything, a little bit of everything that you want, in fact. It's even part of the, what do you call it, like the golden trio, the big trio of Death Wave, Golden Tower, and Black Hole. So, this thing, with labs, you can get, what is it, 1,250% extra health. You can get extra coin bonus, like I said, extra cells. It's doing a lot for you, and you do get immediate results from it, just about with low investment. So I'm going to be putting this into S tier. Now, I know not everyone's going to agree with me, and I'm a fan of Spartan's channel. So he does content just like this, and one of his earlier videos was Death Wave in S tier, and he got a lot of flack for that. But you know what? Even before I watched his videos, I agreed. Death Wave is S tier. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I'm not ranking these in terms of like where I'm moving things around, but if I were, it's definitely going to be above Chain Lightning, just because it fits so many different strategies. I mean, sure, Glass Cannon may not be the best. You don't really care too much for health, but EHP loves this thing. Hybrid loves this thing, or even just for farming, strictly for farming. Coins is great, cells is amazing, because this is the only ultimate weapon that provides any sort of cell bonus, so I truly believe that this is S tier material. Speaking of S tier, the next one we're going to look at is Golden Tower, and I'm just not going to sugarcoat it, it is definitely S tier. I know, that, again, this is another one that there's kind of a little bit of a divide in the community. Some people think it's S tier like I do. Some people think it's not quite, maybe like a A or B. There's some people that think it's a C. I think they're crazy, but they're entitled to have the wrong opinion. But this one, sure, is only providing coin and cash bonus. That's it. But coins is king. Econ is king. And when you have like half a community or more saying that Golden Tower should be your first ultimate weapon, that is saying a lot. It's going to give you a huge bonus in terms of everything that you're trying to do, because you can't like upgrade things without coins, and you can't upgrade things in mid-run without cash. And this is doing all that. You're getting immediate results, and the Ultimate Weapon Plus Golden Combo is something I recently unlocked, and it nearly doubled my coins just from unlocking that and putting a little bit of investment into that. So this thing has short-term bonuses, it has long-term bonuses, this thing has a lot going on for it, and I think it is the best ultimate weapon in the entire game, and it's not even close. If you disagree with me on any of that, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll tell you how wrong you are. Just kidding. We can have a civilized conversation about it. Inner Landmines is going to be the next one we talk about today. So, Inner Landmines. This one is providing two primary things: damage and crowd control. Now, in order to get value out of this, it is a low stone cost in comparison to some of the others like Chrono Field and Black Hole, and the labs don't take too long to accomplish either, providing the stun bonus, larger radius, several things of that nature. And if this were a month or two ago, it would probably go honestly into D tier, just not doing a whole lot, because the damage isn't all that great, the crowd control is fine, and it's kind of very limiting. There's a lot of different options. However, recently there's been a surge into inner landmines, especially when it comes to inner landmine plus, providing a ton of extra damage, and people trying to figure out how to use this properly, especially when it comes to Legends tournaments, when it comes to problematic enemies. Now, I haven't personally had much time to invest into this, and since we're only in the early stages of learning if this thing actually is good or not, I am going to put it under C tier instead of D tier. Swamp is next. So Swamp is another ultimate weapon that is a lot like inner landmines, where it deals in crowd control and damage on mass scale. Now, Swamp is one of those interesting ultimate weapons where it's actually possible to get up to 3 of these things going on at once. Most of the time it's going to be only 1 or 2, but it is possible to get 3 when it comes to your cooldown, uptime, and substats with your modules. With a little bit of investment, you can be dealing a ton of damage to enemies on a mass scale, and you could also provide a stun effect with some lab investment as well. It doesn't require a ton of stone investment to get to at least 1 permanent swamp, but once you do get to that permanent swamp, it's not going to be doing a ton for you. It only provides a little bit of a slow effect. It requires a little bit more investment to get more of that stun kind of effect. And if you're doing EHP and you don't care about damage, then you don't bother with the damage. So, because you don't get that immediate value out of this one, like some of the other S and A tiers and everything, and it's really only providing crowd control and some damage with a little bit more investment, I am going to be putting this alongside inner landmines down into C tier. It's not bad, but I believe Chronofield is going to be a little bit better in terms of that crowd control. Permanent Black Hole is going to be better for that crowd control. So when you have 4 different ultimate weapons that are all providing crowd control, I don't know. I just think Swamp and inner landmines are both just kind of lower in the priorities. Smart Missiles is next. Oh, Smart Missiles. So, from my understanding, a long time ago, this used to be S tier. Used to be all the way up here. It was one of the best damage ultimate weapons that you can get, but as time has gone on, it has just slowly been dropping lower, lower, and lower. And especially when it comes to, again, that immediate value that you get from unlocking it versus long-term value after getting those upgrades. Once you unlock it, if you're in the lower tiers, yeah, it might be fine. You might get some value out of it with a little bit of investment, but as time goes on and you start to farm the higher tiers, you start to get into champions and legends leagues, this thing is going to require a lot more investment, both in terms of stones and time when it comes to labs, in order for it to be even marginally good. And even then, for the same investment, Chain Lightning is going to be way better in terms of just a damage ultimate weapon. And it's unfortunately become kind of a running joke for people to invest into Smart Missiles just because of how bad it is right now. Now, I do believe it belongs in D tier, unfortunately. Hopefully, Tech Tree Games will do something about that down the road and make it a little bit more viable, but right now, even with a lot of investment, everything else above it is just better. And the last ultimate weapon we are going to talk about today is going to be Spotlight. So, Spotlight is another one where as soon as you unlock it, it doesn't really seem like it's doing much, providing a little bit of extra damage, but it actually is doing a little bit of something, providing minor immediate value. It's another one that kind of amplifies your damage, but it also provides a coin bonus, which is interesting. And remember, Econ is king. And a lot of people will use this as their 4th ultimate weapon that they unlock. A lot of times it's going to be between this one and your Chain Lightning, depending on the strategy that you want to go with. But where Spotlight shines is the fact that it does work in a lot of different strategies. So if you're using Glass Cannon, then yeah, you definitely want the Spotlight, you want all the angles, or all the spotlights, quantities, everything like that to increase your damage. But even if you're just farming, doesn't really matter what strategy you're using, just by having the Spotlight, it's going to give you that extra coin bonus. Now, it's holding it back from being, I don't think it's ever going to be good enough to be S tier, but what's going to be holding it back from being like, say, A tier here is the fact that as soon as you unlock it, it's only one Spotlight, it's providing a minor bonus. It does require a little bit of an investment for it to be good. The labs don't take too long, but it's only really a ×2 in terms of like that coin bonus. If you're doing damage, that's fine, but that's kind of more restricting. I am going to be putting it in B tier, and I know I said I'm not going to like organize these, but if I was to organize them, I think I'd put it ahead of Chronofield, but really you can swap these out pretty easily. It doesn't really matter all that much. But if you can unlock 3 of these things and have a angle of like say 60, and that could be with or without a module sub effect, that's going to give you a lot of coverage. It's going to give you a decent amount of bonus, pretty good extra bonus in terms of damage. Of course, if you can unlock that 4th angle, which unfortunately is 2,500 stones. That's a lot of stones. That can go towards a lot of different things, like your chain lightning damage instead, your death wave quantity, your golden tower duration, black hole, trying to get that down to permanent by lowering everything. If you're a whale, then sure, that's a viable option, but you might want to put that investment into something else instead. And especially if you're free to play, you don't want to have to drop 2,500 stones just for an extra Spotlight that's only providing 2 times coin bonus. And if you're not even farming with Glass Cannon, then you're not getting any benefit from the damage. So while I think it's good, because it is providing damage, it's providing econ, and econ is king, I just don't feel it's in the same tiers as everything above it, and I certainly don't think it's worse than the ones below it either. And that is my ranking of every ultimate weapon that is currently in the game. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Do you agree with my choice? Do you disagree? Do you think Smart Missiles is S tier and Golden Tower is actually D tier or something in between? Please let me know. Let's have a talk about it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments section below. And subscribe for more videos just like this one. And if you have any ideas for any other future videos that I can do, let me know that as well. And until next time, I will see you all in the next one.